Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm on the Bright Line back to West Palm Beach from Miami, where we went to get some passports for some family members who needed passports for the trip to Morocco and Israel on Sunday, God willing. This week's Torah portion talks about passports that were revoked. Jewish people had passports to go from Egypt to the land of Israel. But tragically, because of the sin of the spies and their negative report about the land of Israel, they discouraged and disheartened the Jewish people from going to the land of Israel. And God said, as a result of the 40-day sojourn in the land of Israel of the spies, the Jews would have to wander for 40 years in the desert. And all of their passports were revoked. But there's a very important lesson we can learn from this story. You know, we have a concept in democracy which says that the majority rules. But when we look at this week's Torah portion, we see that 10 spies came back with a negative report. But there were 2 good spies, Caleb and Joshua, and they came back with an encouraging, faithful report that the land is good and we can conquer it. But unfortunately, the people follow the majority rule. And they said, if 10 of the spies think it's unconquerable, then we'll follow their opinion and not the opinion of the 2 good spies. But the lesson in life is that very often, it's not the majority that gets it right. 1 person or 2 people can stand up against an entire group with courage and say, despite what everyone else is saying, I know this is wrong. And even though the entire nation was doomed to wander for 40 years, the only 2 members of the entire generation that got to go to the land of Israel was Joshua and Caleb. Why? Because they didn't give in to the peer pressure. They said, if we know this is right, if we know this is what God wants, we will do what we were told to do by God, and we will persist despite the pressure all around us. There's a rabbi in Caracas, a Chabad rabbi, his name is Rabbi Yeshua Rosenblum, and he got a call once before Shabbat that there was a Jewish prisoner in one of the local prisons, and if he could go visit him. So on Shabbat, he was talking to a fellow Jew in his congregation. He told him he has to go visit this Jew, and this Jew, his name was David Goldberg, said, well, I want to come with you too, Rabbi. Well, when they came to the prison, they couldn't get in because the warden wasn't there, and they couldn't get in. So the rabbi left a note for the inmate that will come back to visit him next week. When he signed the note, David Goldberg said, write in the note that David Goldberg sends regards to. Well, the next week when the rabbi went back to visit this Jewish inmate, he said, you have to meet somebody here in the prison who really wants to meet the rabbi. He saw your note and he wants to meet you. The rabbi went to meet this other Jew, and he said to him, I've been in this prison, I've lost all my connection with Judaism over the years. But he said, when I saw that note and it said, David Goldberg also sends regards, David Goldberg is my name too. And I said, this is a sign from heaven that I'm being called, I'm being invited to return to my Jewish roots and my Jewish heritage and to forge a relationship with the Torah through you, Rabbi, and therefore I wanted to meet you when you came to visit the prison. 1 person can make an impact. 1 person can make a difference in someone else's life. If you follow your convictions, you follow your truth, you follow the ways of the Torah, despite what the whole society says or does, like Joshua and Caleb, you will merit to enter into your personal promised land. Have a wonderful Shabbat.